All right, so let's start diving into the products themselves. I'll just start with some of the common features of the plans that we have with MetLife. Here's a major win. All applications are guarantee issues. So the moment you enroll someone, it's automatically enrolled into our database. There's no exclusions, no questions. We don't even have social security numbers. So I know many of you in Florida, if you're selling to immigrants, sometimes they don't have the right documentation at that time. They're in the process. Well, we don't even ask for a social security number. So again, just basic information. Tim will go over at the end. For dental in particular, rates are based on zip code. You have to be at least 18 and over for no upper age limit for you to be in a policy. Of course, if you're a minor, we do have dependent coverage, and you can stay in the plan until you're 26, and in some states until you're 30. Now, so for MetLife, we have the PDP Plus network. This means that we have over 400,000 access points. So MetLife, it's probably the strongest dental carrier across the country. So we're the number one, and depending on which states you are, it might be a number two, but most states have MetLife network as number one. We also have the highest negotiated rates. This is that by the time your clients go to see a dentist, their rates are going to be negotiated 35 to 50%. Let me just repeat that real quick. Again, the negotiated rates that when your clients go to see a dentist is 35 to 50%. That's the highest we've seen from a dental carrier. Also, it's super simple to find a provider. Again, Tim will show that towards the end. Now, in addition to all the perks that you would get from normal dental insurance that I'll dive into in a moment, we also have the National Wellness and Fitness Association, the NWFA. And that includes a bunch of us memberships and associations that you'll get just by being part of a dental, vision, or accident plan. So let me dive a little bit into that. So that means that, for example, in the screen, you're seeing quite a number of different benefits that you'll get from being associated with this National Wellness Association. I'll just highlight a few that I care about. One of them is dial care. As you know, expenses for medical has gone quite up. Insurances are through the roof. And through this association, you'll have access to see a doctor in telehealth medicine. So this is someone who'll be there 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So and what I love about that in particular is that you can share your membership with your family members, even if they're not enrolled in one of the plans. So that means, let's say if you have an aunt and, unfortunately they're not, they might have a cold or they're not feeling well, they can see a doctor through this membership. And again, it's 100% included. There's no additional fees there. Now, you're all getting to know me, but I have two doggies next to me. They're my best friends. And if you know anything about pet care, it's quite expensive. Going to a vet is like going to a regular doctor, and then you have big bills. So through this membership, you also get discounts for a pet insurance. It's called Spot. Highly recommended. They're very steep discounts, so that way you can get your pet cover. There is a cost associated, but again, you get this steep discount to be in the plan. And then there's a myriad of other ones. If you like to travel, there's discounts for Avis budgets. So again, car rentals, hotels as well. I personally, since we live in Florida, I like to go to the parks, whether Universal or Disney. You get steep discounts through tickets at work. Not just for the parks, but also to concerts. So again, this association is great. It's all included. There is a separate fee, although your clients don't see that. So the time that you send a quote to one of your clients, it's already included. So again, the process is seamless. It's one application. Everything's included in the membership fee. And then, of course, your client is going to get all the information that I'm sharing. There's a whole website for that as well. Once they get their welcome package. Let me take a pause because I could go hours just speaking about our NWFA. I see it as a great tool, not only for your clients to use, but also this could be a great selling point for you as you start distinguishing our plans that comes with this additional association. versus something else out there in the market. Let me take a quick pause. Any questions?
We don't have any questions on the Q&A chat or any hand raised at the moment.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the partnership. I'm going to move us on then to the dental plans. So we have 8 different dental plans. They're being divided into 3 different groups. Of course, each plan design, it's a little bit, there's a lot of in the core that's the same, but each of the plans and groups are meant for a different type of client. So that gives you flexibility. And also, it's great as you get to know your clients more, as you know, from a sales perspective, you start probing, asking a few additional questions here and there. That's going to help you not only sell products, but also get to know your clients more. So I think that helps a lot with retention as well. So we have the core plans, the elite plans, and the bright plans. As I mentioned, our network is quite strong. We are across the United States. The only state we're not in is Washington State. But other than that, we're pretty much everywhere. Florida is a super strong network, and we'll go over it at the end. All right, so let's start with the NCD core. Here's where we have our most popular plan, the complete, which is a 10,000. So I'm just going to go over a little bit of the highlights of each of these different tiers. The value, it's made, of course, for folks that don't want to pay as much for a monthly premium, while the essentials and complete have a little bit more of a robust coverage. So the annual max is how much your clients will be able to use out of the insurance, so how much money they can have every year. So for the value is 750, essentials 2,000, and again the complete 10,000. We have not seen that amount in the market, so which is one of the reasons why it's so popular.